Yo, what is going on, you guys? BashtianYgo here, and we did it. We topped our first regional, guys. We hit the milestone, 28th place. Let's go, baby. Bringing it home for San Antonio. Very exciting time, guys. Honestly, it was such a great experience. It was a lot of games that came down to the very wire, guys. Met a lot of great people there. Great time. I actually wrote down my matches. Okay, cool. I have it right here for you guys. So it was a 9-round regional. I think it was 350, 360 people. So it's top 48. Like I said, we got 28th place playing Branded Chimera. Also, I have my fiance Jocelyn recording this, so I appreciate and love you very much. So we topped doing Branded Chimera, guys. If I'm not mistaken, I think we were one of the highest Branded Chimera in the regional that topped. That made some really cool. It had a lot of mirror matches, actually, surprisingly, but I'm gonna go by my round by round first. So round one, I was against Dinomorphia, the one deck I did not want to go up against because that deck is absolutely crazy. I know we got clapped up by my boy Gio back in San Antonio. Shout out main phase, shout out Gio. But yeah, so that was a wild match. We ended up getting that 2-0 though. Round two, we got the mirror match going up against Branded Chimera again. Round three, it was an absolutely crazy game. We went up against what this guy called it a trade binder deck. It's absolutely crazy. So it was like Horus, it was Sinful Spoils, it was I saw Fusion Destiny, Branded, pile of cards. It was absolutely ridiculous, man. We went to game three. It was absolute grind. But at the end of the day, we just had the Ash for the Horus, and we were prepared for the rest of the stuff. So we ended up taking it from there. Game four, it was tier limits against arguably probably one of the best players in San Antonio, Brandon. Amazing game. Such a wild matchup. Definitely kept me to the edge. I had the cold sweats, definitely tier limits, but we ended up summoning out the Endo Anubis, which I think put in quite a bit of work today. Actually, some of this went out the most out of my Chimera target, so that was pretty cool. Talked about more about that one in a second. Game 5, Rescue Ace, that was our first loss. We were 4-0 until that point. Rescue Ace was absolutely crazy. Game 1, we ended up winning the dice roll. I go first. Absolutely bricked. My only brick of the entire tournament, so that was unfortunate, guys, but we did end up losing that one 2-1 against Rescue Ace. Then we go up against Vanquish Soul. Amazing guy. I'm completely spacing on this guy's name, but super cool. Fan of the channel, actually gave me a nice little shout out. So a big shout out to you, big homie. Sorry, but you need to slip in top of my head right now, but I'll make sure I have you in the comments, show you some love. Appreciate you. Next, round 7 was another mirror. Absolutely crazy, guys. We had 3 mirrors in this tournament. The mirror match was absolutely just a resource game. We did end up misplaying game 2, but I mean, the big homie also got top 32 as well. Amazing, cool, super cool guy. Such a fun matchup, and honestly, as long as Branded Chimera gets a little bit of love here and there, you know, we can't be too mad at it. Round 8 was against Tier Limit Horus. It was great back and forth. We ended up tying that one. A great match, and honestly, he would have probably taken it if it had gone on any longer, but it was just such a good back and forth. And then round 9, we had our last mirror. It was actually against Branded Chimera Dogmatica, which was a super wild matchup. Game 1, he goes, makes his Chimera board, but we actually had Super Poly in hand, so he used turn player priority to fuse his stuff into our Chimera fusion, which was kind of funny. And then game 2, he sets up his Dogmatica Chimera board, and then we just had evenly matched from there, so it just happened to be a luck of the draw. So yeah, X2 won for the tournament, guys. That's pretty much it for it. As far as shoutouts go, shout out main face, shout out my boy Rob Evil Collecting. Check him out on Instagram, and was absolutely amazing to helping me test for this regional. Also, big shout out to Fail. Big shout out to Davin and Brandon. Davin, absolute genius, has a whole spreadsheet about this stuff, about what cards are best in each scenario. And this deck is a big kudos to you, Davin. Appreciate you, bro. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. So we're gonna start off with the main deck. We played a 41 card main deck, guys, because I could not let go of one of the cards. So we played 3 copies of Cornfield Quaddle, of course, 3 copies of Mirror Sword Knight, 3 copies of Gazelle, and then 2 copies of the Big Wing Baphomet. Pretty standard. There's really not much else that I want to say about this stuff. It's, like I said, pretty to the point when it comes to that. 2 copies of Fallen of Albas. I was really trying to get QCRs before it, but we stuck it out with the commons. Unfortunately, no one has the QCRs for us, but it's all good. 2 is exactly what you need. I ended up activating Brand Fusion quite a few times. 1 copy of Alibur. I was on 2 before, but 1 is really all you need. I never ever saw myself needing more than 1, and just not seeing this in your hand is obviously optimal. So that's going to be it for that. Then 3 copies of Fenrir. Please excuse the not same rarities. That kind of bothers me, but Fenrir put in a lot of work today. Cannot complain at all about that. Even though I did side out the 3rd Fenrir in a few matchups, I just didn't think it was necessary. We actually switched the Versago. We are no longer playing Versago, or Versace as they call him, the Destroyer. We're now playing the light Hex Seal Fusion. Just being able to keep that additional card in your hand came in super clutch a lot. Being able to make Dragoon with Albion, which is really good, extremely underrated in my part. And honestly, big shout out to the homie David again for the spreadsheets and helped me make that final decision. Hand traps, 3 Ash, 1 Droll, 1 Effect Veiler. Of course, we are on Crossout Designator. It's a mandatory, a must if you're going to play this deck. And that's going to be that. Put that over here for the spells. 3 Branded Fusion, 3 Super Poly, and 2 Chimera Fusion. I was really debating on playing 2 or 3. I think this was the correct meta call. I never felt myself ever needing a 3rd Chimera Fusion. I felt like it was better for deck thinning. I feel like it was overall better for consistency, and you don't want to break on having multiple Chimera Fusions. You want to see this at 1 in your opening hand. If you have it, that's fantastic. If not, that's fine. And actually, Super Poly was the MVP probably of the entire matchup. I actually use this a lot to go into my own Chimera plays, using a Fiend my opponent left on the field, and the Gazelle I had on the field as well. So really clutch card, definitely for the tournaments. Next to play 3 copies of the branded opening guys, of course, to go ahead and get to the branded fusion. And then 3 crossout designators with the 1 copy of Called by the Grave. This was absolutely amazing, saved me so many times. All these cards were absolutely clutch. This kind of bit me in the ass once or twice because I ended up ashing something and then I couldn't ash that following turn, so that was slightly unfortunate. But Crossout Designator came up super clutch. I do kind of wish I would have played Nibiru in here as another Crossout Designator target, but I mean, it will be fine. We ended up doing good regardless. And for the last 3 cards in the main, 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. This card was absolutely crazy. Put in a lot of work, even though we only played against 1 Rescue Ace guys, and we did take an L in that matchup. I felt really safe going into that with the Imperm, as well as any type of like Unchained shenanigans, things like that. And that's going to be for the main deck, guys. It is a 41 card main deck. Now on to the extra deck. For the extra deck, we played 2 copies of the Chimera King of Phantom Beast, 1 Baphomet, 1 Illusion, super clutch, really crazy card, of course. And then I actually played 1 copy of the Guardian Chimera. I was on 2 for a while, but very rarely are you ever going to actually summon out the second one. So I wanted to have additional space in my deck for other items, for other monsters. So that is it for that. I actually played Baphomet quite a few times as well. I know this is kind of a more underrated one, but when you have gas, you just make this, and it helps you fuel your graveyard to make sure that you have your Mirror Sword Knight and your Quaddles. 1 Dragoon, of course, 1 Magnum, the Reliever. I did end up putting this back in. Never summoned this, never needed it. So this is definitely a card I can just go ahead and take out whenever and put in the Daigusto Emerald again. For the branded package, 1 Albion, 1 Rinbrum, 1 Mirror Jade, and 1 Lubellion. Absolutely amazing card. This actually I made off of, I believe, a Super Poly. No, I made this off of a Fallen of Albas activation, and I didn't have any discard fodder, so it was just a 2500 beater. But yeah, this was super clutch. So is this. Of course, this entire engine is ridiculously good. And my Super Poly targets, Garura, Mud Dragon, Gearfried, and 1 Draco Equiste. I never went into these 2. I didn't see Vanadium all day, so there was really no need, but I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So this, I feel, was still mandatory. I would not cut it. And these 2 are just super clutch the entire day. Super Polish is a really, really good card to not play, and you just need to make sure you actually have enough targets for it, of course. And like I said, Super Poly came up super clutch, especially when summoning out these guys using my opponent's monsters, which I thought was hilarious. Using my opponent's materials to my advantage. Again, 3 mirror matches. I mean, I just end up using my opponent's materials to go off myself, and it just worked out. So that's going to be it for the extra deck. Now for the side deck, guys, 15 cards, of course. 1 End of Anubis, 1 King Tiger Wangu, and 1 Red Resonator. Red Resonator never came up. The one time that I was going into time, my opponent Abyss Dwellered me, so regardless, I couldn't do anything. So yeah, 1 Red Resonator still really, really good. 1 King Tiger Wangu because is an auto win against Sprite, Life Twin, Pirelli, you know, so on and so forth. Really crazy card, but I made this so often today. It was such a clutch card in the mirror match as well, because that turns off all of our effects. So I can't play, you can't play, but at least I have a 2500 beater. And if you imperm this or out this to negate the effect, then you also get the additional effects in the graveyard to go ahead and negate your opponent's stuff. So I mean, you're not turning off your stuff, you're forcing your opponent to turn this off, and if they do turn it off and waste resources to do so, it's just super clutch because then you get all of your interruptions right back. 2 Droll, 3 Crow. Crow is super clutch. Yeah, Crow was crazy. 1 Harpy's Fire Duster, never saw it, but of course against Rescue Ace is nice. 3 There Can Be. Never saw it, unfortunately. So I really thought I was going to be going up against Unchained because I was really, really ready for that matchup. But again, we just didn't see it today. It's all good though. And then for the last card, 3 Evenly, which came in extremely clutch and got us the final victory in our last game of the tournament, guys. So that's going to be it for the profile. Again, such a cool event. I'm really excited that I'm going to be getting to come to the Houston regions a lot more often. We're going to be moving, if you guys don't know, we're going to be moving to Houston in the next few months. So stay tuned for that. If you guys want me to make like a vlog out of it, just let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, guys, that's it for my branded Chimera deck profile. The deck played exceptionally well. Like I said, it only bricked once the entire time. And like I said, if it weren't for one misplay, we might have been X1-1. But besides that, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Also, leave a like and subscribe and a nice little heart comment for my fiance Jocelyn helping me record this video for you guys today. I'll go ahead and upload this ASAP for you. And that's going to be it, guys. And I'll see you in the next one.